Hey everyone, it's Judy Clock, your Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator here in Middletown, Virginia. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone who might be watching this. I hope you had a great day with family and friends and you got to eat way too much turkey and just can relax and enjoy the rest of the day. I know many of you will not be on tonight. That's okay. I still wanted to come on and have a quick little video just to show you some of the new things that are coming. And what I am going to show you today is really kind of where I started with paper crafting way back when I was a scrapbooker, kind of left that behind and got more into the card making and paper crafting, 3D projects, that kind of thing. And now with the introduction of all of these scrapbook kits from Stampin' Up, I am sort of getting back into the scrapbooking end of it. So let me switch my cameras and show you what I'm going to be working with tonight. Let's see, there we go. Hide from screen. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's going on. I got some weird kind of message. Hopefully this is recording. So this is one of the new scrapbooking kits. It will be out in January. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure the camera, you can see everything. This is called Currently Loving, and this will create 3 2-page spreads, and we're going to work on the first 2 pages tonight. I've already actually done these other ones. I will show you at the end. Don't have all my pictures printed yet, but I do have some of them. But I'll show you how you can just kind of put a placeholder in there until you have your pictures printed. So I've never really used one of these before. So this was very interesting to really kind of go through and see how they do it. And it is very much a step-by-step, and I'm going to show you some tricks along the way. So it tells you right here on the front how many pictures of each size you need for each project. And each 2-page spread is called a project. So these 2 pages would be project 1, these are project 2, and these are project 3. So for project 1, I needed 2 3x3-inch photos, 2 3-inch high by 4 inches long photos, and then 1 5x7-ish photo. Mine's a little bit, not quite 5x7. It's like 4 3/4 by 6 and change. For projects 2, you needed 5 3x4s, and for project 3, you needed 4 3x3s and 1 4x6. So let's go ahead and take a look. So then you flip the page, and it tells you now there are these pre-printed pages in here. And some of them, my daughter's texting me. She's asking me if I can make pumpkin pie for the weekend. They are sort of pre-printed with some of these designs. And then the back is just got a stripe. So they're telling you that from this, you need to cut out this little square up here for 1C. This little square down here is 2L. And this piece is going to be for project 2. Now on the back of it, which is the striped, you need 3 pieces cut about 1 inch wide, different lengths. And it's telling you the orientation should have the stripes going in the horizontal orientation. So that's kind of what that's telling you. And it gives you that for each piece. So that's sort of the pre-printed piece. The other ones are more or less just regular designer series paper. And again, it's telling you the cut orientation. Now for these, this one really does have an orientation, but for some of these, they really don't have an orientation. And then for the 2-tone cardstock. Now, as I was cutting, I had cut all the pieces, and then I realized I wasn't sure what piece went with each project. So I went back and I made a little note on the back. So I knew this was going to be the front of the piece that I was going to put on my thing. So I put a little note that said this was 1D. This was 1C, just so I could remember as I had them all. So that would be my little tip to you, is that as you cut these, mark what project they go to, because you'll see in a minute as we go through the individual instructions why you need that. So it just, again, tells you how to cut all of the cardstock and all the little pieces. And as you see, when you get to the white willow, you've got a lot of pieces that you've got to cut. So it was just very handy to mark, and you can even mark it like on these, you're going to put a picture over it. So it doesn't matter if you mark it on the front lightly in pencil, just because you'll put your picture on it. But it was just, I found it very helpful to then mark what letter, what, project and what letter it went to. It was just very helpful for me. So here we go. So it's telling you now, prepare your photos for both pages. So you need to adhere a photo to 1A, which I think is this piece. That's 1A. That's our big 5x7. Then we need 1B, which is this little 3x3, 1E, 1F, and these are on my page too, and 1G. So these are the rest of them. So now I don't have all of my 3x4 photos printed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a placeholder on there. They come in the kits, these little placeholders, and I just kind of stick this on there with a glue dot so that I know when I put my photo, I can just easily kind of pick up that little glue dot. And again, if this is just a little ripped, it won't matter because we're going to put a picture back on top of it. So let's start with, oops, I'm going to put this bag aside for now. Let me just take my photos and get my photos attached to the mats. So again, oops, look at that. I got all kinds of goodness coming over here. Now, full disclosure, I did not have any photo paper. So I printed my pictures out on thick, basic white cardstock. So now I'm just going to put this on 1B. Again, it doesn't really matter. Oops, a little too far over. Okay. That was my son's birthday. He wanted an apple pie. And my daughter wanted, her birthday fell on Easter. So we did a throwback to when they were little and we made her a bunny cake. She had a big laugh. She had a big chuckle out of that. It was way too much cake for the four of us, but it was still fun to do. And she laughed and we all laughed and we had a good time just kind of remembering back when they were little and the Easter bunny would come. Her birthday is in April. So this year it kind of fell right around Easter. It's not over quite. Again, this is a little bit narrower than 5, so it's going to have a little bit of a bigger border. Okay. Let's see if I can get this right this time. Here we go. We're going to be successful this time. There we go. Close enough. Okay. Now, the other thing that this does, which is very helpful, is it gives you precise measurements. It's telling you this top edge of your mat, of the mat 1A, should be 2¼ inches down and 2½ inches in on your 12 by 12. I'm going to be honest, I didn't measure. I just kind of eyeballed it and I kind of went with my best guess. I did use liquid glue, which I don't know if that's really acceptable for scrapbooking, but I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit of extra time to move this around if I had to. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to put that on there first. Okay. There we go. Let's get that off the paper. Then it says, use the exclusive petal pink paper for your base page. That is this paper. Right. Then it says adhere 1A, adhere the Secret C border sticker. So it also includes this whole sheet of these really cool stickers. This is our Secret C border sticker. And we are going to put this it says to put this up. The top of it should be about 4 inches up. Again, I'm just going to use my best guess. And I'm just going to go kind of like that. So it is covering my photo just a bit, and that's fine. Really covering the bottom of the cake board. That's fine. Then it says add prepared 1B, 1C, and 1D. 1B, 1C, and 1D is 1B is this photo, right? 1D is this little green strip, and 1C is, I think, this strip. So I am going to go ahead and add my son's picture, because in our family, we celebrate birthdays. No matter how old you get, you're never too old to celebrate a birthday. That's what I think anyway. Okay. Oh, I should have put this behind Tommy's picture. So let's go ahead and add that in right now. All right. Before I get this really down, I'm gonna pick that up right there. Stick that there. All right. There we go. Now this comes on. I'm gonna add a little bit of this here. I'm not really one to really fuss a lot about whether it's accurate or not accurate, or I'm just gonna kind of come here and hope that I kind of get it. I don't want to cover his birthday cake too much. All right, I'm going to put this over here. But you see how easy it is to do this just using this layout? Okay. Now, this big flower is going to go over here. And look, the back, even these cutouts, I meant to show you that. These pop-outs will say on the back, Project 1. So when you pop them out, you can know exactly where this is going to go. Okay, so on this day, we celebrate birthdays. I'm just going to write, we celebrate birthdays. All right. All right, so there we go. Now, I did have a little, this kind of got a little torn from, I don't know if I could do that. Let's see if we can kind of tuck that under there. I'm going to kind of put this on an angle, and I am going to cover up that little tear, and that's a little bit off the paper. So if I can bring this in just a tad more. Let me see if I can bring this in just a tad more, because it's just a wee tad off the 12 inches, and we don't want that. There we go. In this family, we celebrate birthdays. Okay, close enough. And then we're going to add some more stickers. They've got some fun ones. We've got one of these pink ones here. We're just going to stick that up there. And then it says, beloved, the best. I think I'm going to put on milestones instead of beloved, because these are milestones. And I'm just going to kind of stick it here. All right. So again, it gives you the basic layout, but as always, you can do whatever you want to make it your own. And there is page 1. Let's move on to project number 2. Now again, I should have had some of these done, but I didn't. So let's do these right now. Let me put these on right now. Always a good idea to add a little mat here, so that if you accidentally get glue on it, you're getting glue on the silicone mat and not on your project. So there we go. Right, I got one of these. So this is actually not just one day. These are several days. The picture of my daughter and I was from Mother's Day. This is my extended family on a summer, I think it might have been right around the 4th of July. We were finally able to get together. Now this one, I don't have my photo yet. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this little placeholder, and I am just going to put a glue dot on it. and stick it here so that I can still place this mat on my big piece, but I can also remove that and put that on later. So here we've got a day in the life. We're going to go ahead and add that blue sticker sheet, that blue sticker, like we did on the first one. And we're going to put that just along the bottom. Okay. Kind of close to the top here. So I'm going to put that along, and this is all self-stick. I'm just going to press that down. Okay, then it says to prepare these. So we're going to kind of decide where we want these. I think I might put that one up there, and that one down here, and this one here. I might even put that a little lower. I don't know. I don't like things too even. I might want them a little bit staggered, and then we're going to put this here, kind of like right under there. And then it's going to say day in the life. Actually, I might move this down a little bit more so you could see it. Day in the life. And let's see. And we've got some flowers to put on there. And we've got our little sentiment label. And what else? And a big flower. And some more stickered. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put this on. Okay, let's see. And again, I am not measuring anything. I am just sticking it down, which is probably not the best way to do it, but that's kind of how I roll. I just kind of roll with kind of doing my own thing. Okay, I'll put that there. I might actually even move this down here and put this up here. And then put this here. I can write on that later. Stick that there. All right, so now we've got that. We're going to stick this down. So again, even though it gives you directions, sometimes I like to think of those as just suggestions. And sometimes I suggest a little bit of a different way. Okay, I'm going to come over here. Now it had this word day, which I think I dropped on the floor. Nope, I didn't. I dropped. What did I drop on the floor? I dropped this on the floor. Oh, this is supposed to go here. So we're going to put that on there. I knew I dropped something. Okay, this kind of went under there, but I messed it up, so I'm just going to put it under here. Okay, I don't know where my word day went to. I had it. Oh, here it is, day. And again, it says project number 1 on the back, so you know where it goes. Okay. We're going to say day in the life, and then we're going to add some flowers. Let's see, we've got these 2 on the bottom. These 2 coming up the top. A big old flower in the middle. All right. Put a little bit more adhesive on here. I'd rather use too little than too much. I can always go and add a dot or 2 if I have to. Now, we've got some more stickers here. And this says treasured things. I don't really think my family is a treasured thing, but they are beloved. So I think I might stick beloved over here because they are very beloved. All right. And I'm kind of not putting it too much on there because I know that I want to remove that and put my photo on there. So that is project 1. This is, oops, let me put my glue away and we'll look at the 2-page spread. So you can see once you have everything cut and pasted, it goes together pretty quickly. There's page 1. We've got the birthday kids on one, and then we've just got some other random family pictures. That was projects 1 and 2. I mean, project 1, project 2. And again, I only have some of my pictures ready. I still need to print more, but this was the 2-page spread for project 2. Okay, so you can see it. There's page 1, the left. This is the left side. This family, and there's some more of my family, my kids and I, and all 4 of us, my husband and my kids. This is the other side. So again, I have to add some more pictures of us and then write my little journal notes. That was project 2. I wish my camera was wider. And project 3, again, this I only have a few of the pictures. This one is the left side. And I do have a picture that I want, but it's the wrong orientation. So I have to find a new one. The one I have that I really like is portrait, and this calls for landscape. So I need to find a different picture for there. And then this one is, I got 2 of my pictures in there. This is just some random stuff. My daughter and I were making bows to put on wreaths for the Firehouse Christmas tree sale. And that's just one of my dogs. He was just snuggling up with me. This is my little deaf shepherd, and he very rarely likes to cuddle, but for some reason that night he was very cuddly. So my husband snapped a picture of him. But I've got some more spots here for a few more photos. So we'll be putting those in there. But those are the 2 pages. So if you are thinking about, if you are a scrapbooker, I think you'll love these kits because they're just so easy. And as you saw, you can sort of customize them, and there are plenty of extra pieces in the kit that you can really definitely add and embellish these as much as you want. But if you're just sort of dabbling your toes in the water, so to speak, and you want to think about scrapbooking, these kits are a great way to go. This really was the first one that I've done, and I have to say, I really was very impressed with it. From all of these little punch out ephemera pieces, all have the project number on the back. And then when you cut it, it clearly tells you this is for piece, for project 1, 2, 3. So as long as you make a note of those numbers as you cut the paper, it takes no time to go together. I think I spent maybe half an hour before this afternoon prepping and cutting all the cardstock and all the pieces just to have it ready. So I could, show you quickly what all was going on here. But I highly recommend these kits. If you are a scrapbooker, I think you will like them. If you are just wanting to try scrapbooking, these are definitely the way to go. It will make it very easy, and you will feel pretty successful. Like right out of the gate, I'm feeling pretty successful with these couple of pages that I did. So I'm like, all right, I just got to get more pictures printed, and then I am good to go. And I'm excited. So yeah, I'm digging these, and I'm thinking I'm going to get more into some scrapbooking. So that's it for me. Have a great weekend, everybody. I will be here next week. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.